How's it rockin', Dween Nation? This is the Dween Sports Podcast. We're about to get underway. But before we do, we'd love if you could like, comment, subscribe, or share. We are posting weekly sports content, and we want to build up the brand that is Dween Sports. Thank you all, and enjoy.
What's up, Dween Nation? This is Justin Paez. I don't have my brother Jano on, but I wanted to get at this breaking news real quick about Mike Malone. He is out of the Denver Nuggets organization. He has been fired after 10 seasons with this team. He took this team to a championship, and they won it in the 2023 NBA Finals. A crazy set of circumstances now. There definitely has been some internal rumblings, but it's crazy to see a playoff team in the Nuggets, as well as a couple weeks ago, Taylor Jenkins of the Memphis Grizzlies, are now both let go. And now we're in there's only 3 games left in the NBA season for the Nuggets. They're in 6th place in the Western Conference standings, a half game out of the play-in. So we're going to see how much they fall before the regular season ends. But they were doing pretty well this season. I know post All-Star break has not been good. They are 11-13 in those games since February, and in a 4-game losing streak as of right now. So it hasn't been super high for the Nuggets, but hey, a championship a couple years ago. You still got Jokic, you still got Jamal Murray, you got some good players and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter. But this is some big news here. I'm curious what exactly has been going on. I know that Calvin Booth, general manager, who is also fired, and Mike Malone, they had butt heads. But both of them were here on the team, leading this team to a championship. Who will replace Mike Malone? If y'all are curious, it's David Ottelman. He is the son of Rick Ottelman, who used to coach in the NBA, coached for nearly 30 years. So he's got some, experience there, and he's also been on this staff for 8 seasons. So I don't expect much to change with this Nuggets team, but to not have their coach, their leader, on court side, I think this is a real blow to the Nuggets season. I think that they're obviously still going to be a playoff team, but what is the ceiling for them now that they don't have a coach? They have an interim coach heading into the playoffs. We will see. Hopefully they don't fall into the play-in games because, we'll see how that plays out. But Nikola Jokic has had a great season, arguably better than his MVP seasons. So I think this is a real shock out of Denver, but moving forward, you got a tough West. There's not a lot of wiggle room here. You got the Thunder, you got the Rockets above you. I know Memphis doesn't have their head coach either, getting rid of Taylor Jenkins, but Minnesota with Ant, they're very solid. Golden State and the Lakers are right behind you. So the West is tight. You don't have a head coach. And what really is surprising out of all of this is we've seen now, 5 head coaches over the last, 6-7 years win a championship and then are let go. It started with Ty Lue when he was in Cleveland. Then he got, let go. Nick Nurse did it with, the Raptors in 2019. He was fired a couple years ago. Frank Vogel did it in the COVID year with the Lakers. Mike Budenholzer did it with the Milwaukee Bucks. And now Mike Malone finds himself on this list as a guy who's no longer employed. But I expect him to find a job elsewhere. This is just a major shock and a major blow to the Nuggets. I think their season, I would collectively say, is over. Maybe they can get a playoff series win, but it depends who they fall to. I mean, if we're going to look at their standings here, them being at 6, if they land at 6, that means they play another team that doesn't have a real head coach in the Memphis Grizzlies. They could get past that, but I don't see them getting past any of these young teams in the Rockets or the Thunder. So this is a real nail in the coffin, unfortunately, for Denver Nuggets fans. I know you still have the core of players that you've had for, a handful of years now, but to not have a solidified head coach heading into the playoffs, we don't usually see success there. So big news, though, out of Denver, and we're here breaking it with Dween Sports. Thanks for listening.